Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to I Got Next. I am Chad, UCAG. Jonesy and Ann are not with us, but we have a really interesting new twist on the show that we're going to do today. Special edition. We are going to go through some college football picks. We've been doing this for the last couple of weeks, putting it out on Twitter. We want to try to get as many people involved as we can into this for this contest that we've got going. And I don't know. I'm going to talk to the guys. We're going to see if we can maybe throw a little cash at this thing and have a prize down the line. But for now, we need some more people besides just us getting in on this because AG is taking us to the cleaners. What's up, AG?
Hey, how's it going? I was just about to say I'm all down for a cash prize at this point. The way it's looking.
No shit, right. So let me just pull this up real quick so I can give everybody the lowdown on what AG has been putting together. He's actually had quite the success rate here. You see his picks. The receipts are there. These are tweets that have already happened. And he is 5-1 with his picks so far. Picking. Let's see. What did you have? You actually picked the only one that you got wrong was the Clemson Georgia game.
Yeah.
And everything else you run the table.
That surprised me. That surprised me.
Yeah. I mean, that one surprised me too. I did. I didn't realize. Georgia was going to be that stout. I knew they were going to be stout defensively, but I thought that Clemson still had enough to.
I thought DJ was going to
put more than a field goal.
Yeah,
I mean, Jesus Christ!
I know, right? I think I had them winning by a field goal, didn't I?
Yeah.
Up in the first place.
Right.
So you got no shot at that point.
No, exactly. So unless they pitch a shutout. But so let's get
your receipts or no? You didn't.
No, fuck. I don't have my receipts. I'm 1-5, people. Yeah. That's all I got. I'm 1-5.
Well, didn't pull those up.
It's been rough. It's been rough out here. But look, I'll say this. All right. So you have awakened a sleeping giant. I'm just gonna say I haven't been paying attention. Didn't really pay attention much last year because all the bullshit and everything. The season was so messed up. And, LSU was coming off that 15-0 season, probably the best college football season in history. And I just I was on siesta last year. And then coming into this year, I'll be honest, I wasn't really paying that much attention to it. I'm running a blog. We got all this other stuff going on. And so now that my senses are attuned to what the hell's going on, I'm ready and I'm coming for your ass. Just get ready. Pause.
Cash prize.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I don't have to gift out. So here we go. Let's get right into it. For this week, you have chosen 3 games that I think are really, really intriguing because you have one road game in there where the favorite is actually going on the road. But let's get into this. Let's break down Kent State and Iowa real quick.
I've got Iowa versus Kent State. Iowa's 2-0 right now. They won 34-6 over Indiana, 27-17 over Iowa State in a really good game last weekend. Iowa State's a really good football team. They're coming in hot with momentum coming off that win. Kent State, they lost 41-10 versus Texas A&M already, who was number 7 in the country at the time. They're 1-1 coming into this. But like I said, Iowa is just hot. I got them minus 22.5 on the spread. I'm 1-0 when picking Iowa. I picked them last week +5 over Iowa State, and obviously I just said they won. So I'm rocking with Iowa again.
Yeah, I mean that's one that I think the favorite should be safe there. Playing at home and everything.
The 22.5 is a little high.
It's steep, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little high for Iowa, just scoring wise. But I think they'll be able to get it done. I'm seeing like a 34-7 type of game or something like that, probably.
All right, so Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, they are in the top 16, and LSU is not. So that's a little embarrassing. But what do you see? They're going on the road against a Buffalo team that not great, but then again, this is Coastal Carolina's putting it together. They've got apparently they've got enough talent to be able to do their thing.
Yeah, I really like Coastal Carolina. I mean, they've played Citadel and Kansas so far. They won 52-14, 49-22. I'm not going to put too much on those games given the opponents, but
Mm-hmm.
they've got a quarterback, Grayson McCall, who's just balling on all cylinders, 33 for 40 for 507 yards and 3 touchdowns so far through 2 games. That 33 to 40 is what stands out there for me. And then their running back, Reese White, 21 carries, 164 yards and 5 touchdowns already. So, 49 points and 52 points. Coastal's going to score the football. So I've got them minus 13.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think
that Kansas game was uglier than it actually looked on the scoreboard. Like Kansas scored a couple late. They hung around early, and then just Coastal Carolina just boat raced them, and then Kansas scored a couple of scores late that made it look a little more respectable.
Yep, and then Buffalo they lost the game 28-3 earlier versus Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're gonna get into Nebraska in a little bit.
Yeah, all right, sounds good. I'll hold off on them for now. Yeah. All right, we go on to the next one: Auburn versus Penn State.
Now you're gonna be out on campus tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm not sure if I'm going into the game yet. That's to be determined. I usually let my family take all the tickets that we end up getting first, at least. So I'll see if there's one left over for me. If not, probably be at a bar downtown or something watching the game. But I will be there for College Game Day. I'll be on campus. Me and Chad might go live if time permits. So look out for that on Saturday. We'll go live from our respective campuses. And but yeah, I've got them minus 5.5 versus Auburn coming into the Happy Valley for a whiteout. That atmosphere is electric. You know what I mean? It's one of the toughest places to play during a whiteout. And Penn State's coming in hot as well off of a 44-13 win versus Ball State and 16-10 win over Wisconsin to open it up earlier in the season. Auburn's blown out both of their opponents. It was Akron and Alabama State, 60-10 and 62-0. Their defense is really good. They've got the number 2 rush defense in the country going up against Penn State running back Noah Cain. So Sean Clifford, their quarterback's going to have to ball out. But I got minus 5.5. I'm also 1-0 when picking Penn State. I picked them last week, and they did not let me down. And I'm going to be there, so they better win by at least 6.
Right. Well, and this is not your typical Auburn team. This is going to be a somewhat down year for Auburn. I think they have a chance to contend a little bit for maybe that 2nd, 3rd, 4th spot in the SEC West, but they are not a legitimate, not from what I've seen. They're not a legitimate contender to challenge Alabama for the SEC West. And I think they're going to have their struggles against some of the other teams in the SEC West as well. So having that, but you have that name, and you have that cross-conference sort of, that juice that comes with that, because nobody wants to lose to one of the other power conferences. So that atmosphere is going to be electric, like you said. I definitely agree with that. So now I know I'm 1-5, but I had to pick 3 completely different games to give myself the best opportunity to come back and catch you.
Chad, you got to have something running on the bottom right now. This is not financial advice.
My bad. I didn't put the banner together. Yeah. Don't put your money behind AG's words or my words. If you do, it's on you. But here's our picks. I've got my first matchup is Nebraska and Oklahoma. From what I have seen, I'm not like a huge fan of what Oklahoma has done thus far. Like they have, I like Lincoln Riley. Don't get me wrong. Oklahoma's they've got that pedigree and everything, but I don't think anything that I have seen from them so far screams number 3 in the country. Let me remind you, week 1, Tulane. Oklahoma wins by 5.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Now, okay, they went and blew out Western Carolina this week, but I'm not impressed. So I have Nebraska covering the 19.5. That's a big spread. That's a big rivalry game. Talking about some of these, this is one of those early rivalry games. This used to be one of the best matchups in college football back in the 70s, 80s, and even into the early 90s. And it has fallen off considerably in recent years, but people don't forget, this is the stuff that kids grew up on. You've got some of these boomers out there who this is the game they grew up on. And I see Nebraska bringing it. I think it's going to be a real interesting atmosphere, and I think Nebraska can cover that damn near 3 touchdown spread. The next game I got is Tulsa and Ohio State. This is another one where I look at the opponent, and in this case, I say, okay, what the hell has Tulsa done? Because it ain't much. So I'm going with Ohio State covering the 24.5 because I'm just not impressed with what Tulsa has done. And Ohio State coming off that loss to Oregon, I think they're coming in pissed. There's a chance that they could be a letdown where they are still kind of licking their wounds from last week, but there's nothing to help get you better and make you feel all good inside than just taking out all your frustration on a little weak sister like Tulsa. So that's what I expect to happen. I'm seeing
and winning by 25.
Yes, winning by 25 at least. Let's go.
Better than that.
Right. Exactly. So the last matchup, and this is the one I want to actually kind of want to like spend a little time breaking down. So Alabama, Florida. Alabama's going into the swamp. Florida's number 11 in the country. I have my theories about like how all this stuff has gone with how these things go with especially some of these top tier teams when it comes to whether it's Alabama or Ohio State or USC back in the day when Pete Carroll was there. The hype meisters love to build up these matchups and make them seem like they're more than they actually are. And this is no disrespect to Florida, but for Christ's sake, like Emory Jones is their quarterback. Okay. This kid is he was like a wide receiver, running back. They'd bring him in as like a gadget. He was basically like Taysom Hill at quarterback for Florida. He's approaching, I think if he has a decent week this week, he will have as many completions this year as he has in his previous 3 years combined. Okay. They haven't played Alabama yet. All right. So let me pull the numbers up here real quick because their schedule so far has been they played Florida Atlantic and South Florida. You want to hear what my man Emory Jones's stats are? He is 31 of 49. That sounds good. That's respectable. 264 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Now you got the Richardson kid coming in, to help out as well. But I'm looking at that. I see Alabama coming into town. I think it could be a trap. It could be a setup to try to get people to throw their money at Alabama because that spread's too low. But I've watched too much Alabama football under Nick Saban to think that there's any chance that Florida is going to beat that 13.5 spread, even at home. I think Alabama is going to just run right through them. And I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama beats them by like 30 or 40. I would not be surprised at all. So those are my picks. You got to be bold. You got to go hard or go home to try to catch the one and only AG with his 5-1.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say all 3 games that you ended up picking, that was originally the 3 I was looking at from the start, and I would have took all of those picks the sides that you took on those 2. And that's when I knew I fucked up. So I went back to the drawing board and I picked a new 3.
Fuck you, man. You're such a bastard. Okay. All right. Y'all see how this is. This man's talking shit now. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just here to tell you. I'm here to tell you.
I'm only 5-1.
Yeah. I'm here to tell you.
I can turn around real quickly.
You're not that far ahead of me. No, that's right.
1 week.
I go 3-0. You go 0-3, and it's on.
You're caught up. Yeah.
Yep. Right.
But it's all good because I picked some good things.
But yeah, I really want to try to do. I really want to try to do the thing tomorrow. I think that'll be electric. We don't have game day at camp on campus at LSU, but they get started early. There's going to be about 15 to 20,000 drunk people already at the time that you're going to be on campus for game day in Happy Valley. So that's going to be
even if our schedule's really online, but we'll do it at some point regardless. Even if it's not during game day. You know what I mean? We'll get
right.
it done.
And that's one of the things we didn't talk about for that game. For that game, that game day atmosphere, game day being on your campus brings a whole different level of energy and everything. Yeah, it's a big deal. So I think I think you're solid on that one. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll see.
You know, that SEC energy. You know, I pulled up the numbers. Penn State is the only school up in the Northeast that even showed up in the top 20 or whatever it was on teams, or colleges that put NFL talent out there. So I'm just saying, you know, the Big Ten and the Pac-12 and everybody else have found out that the SEC is superior on many occasions when they came in with a big head. So don't be surprised. But no, I think your pick is safe.
My biggest worry is that rushing defense. So Sean Clifford, the quarterback for Penn State, he's got to have a day. He's got to show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think he'll get it done. He's experienced. He's been in these moments before.
Yeah,
so I think he'll get it done.
One more time, real quick. We'll throw them up there. Here's AG's picks: Iowa minus 22.5, Coastal Carolina minus 13.5, Penn State minus 5.5 on those 3 games.
Slam it.
And I've got Nebraska plus 19.5, Ohio State minus 24.5, and Alabama minus 13.5. So hopefully I run the table and AG starts to become human again, and we can. I'm not going to wish that you go over. I won't be that dirty, but no.
Take a little 1 and 2 action.
Give me a chance. Go 1 and 2. Give me a chance. And at some point we got to get Jonesy and AG in here. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to anybody who joins this week, we're going to let you start the season off with 3 points. So AG's at 5 in the lead. I have 1. Ant has 1. Jonesy's got a big goose egg. So if you come in right now, if you come into this week, you have 3 points started towards our contest, and that puts you only two wins away from catching AG. So but this is the last
catching.
Right? Yeah, you're 2 losses away from being in last place. That's right. But this is the last week you get to do that. We're not offering this next week, so get your picks in. We're gonna have the tweet set up with this episode, and we look forward to hearing from everybody. And I look forward to having some really interesting back and forth while we're on campus tomorrow. And with that, I'm gonna let everybody enjoy their Friday evening. Y'all have fun. Put your picks in, and have a good college football and NFL weekend. Peace, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.